You see it?
Okay, so cook more? No, I don't see anything that
Does
allows
it
me.
say anything about sharing?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you'll probably just have to go to my page and share it from my page.
So go to Facebook right now.
Uh-huh. And just share it from my page. Can I tag you? I wonder.
I was gonna see if you can tag me.
Mm-mm.
No, you
Oh,
can't.
wait a minute. Hold on, hold on. Let me see. No, this says the brand. Let me see. Yeah, I'm tagging you.
Okay, I shared it. So hold on, let's see. I don't know if it was able to pop up on my page or not. Hopefully it did.
And I'll go back and look too.
Okay.
And they know like I'm over it.
Hey, but we're gonna get it. It's cool. It just means that.
Okay, it's on there. It's on your page.
Okay.
All right. Y'all, listen to me. First of all, we have been going at this thing for over 30. Listen to me. No, it's been 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Yes.
And let me just be very clear about this. I don't give like the devil any like room in my life. But let me be very clear when I say this. I know this is something that he does not want to go forth. Let me be clear because the first time, and we're going to get to you, Dana. I'm sorry, but not sorry, but I'm sorry because I need to give a background for this. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Reagan Adams. I have an event called Build a Man Workshop. What that is I help women build their perfect man from the inside out. We will talk about that. But a part of building your man is building you first. I believe that you cannot have any relationship unless you are building yourself first. And being true to who you are and knowing who you are and loving who you are. And one of the things that when God was working on my inside, he started telling me to work on my outside. So that meant losing weight, that meant changing hair, that meant changing wardrobe because I was looking crazy. Now, some people okay, let me back up. So I made a statement a few weeks ago and I had a picture of Florida Evans. Now we love Florida Evans. We love her. However, her style makes her look or made her look old and older than what she was. And I said that I was going to go back and do like a age and have people guess her age at that time. And when I say enhance your style, it doesn't mean something is necessarily wrong with your style, but it could be. Are you wearing the same hairstyle? Are you changing your look? Are you changing your clothes? Perfume if you wear it, makeup if you wear it. Like, what are you doing to enhance your style? You shouldn't still be looking how you were looking with your same clothes and style from 20 years ago. Now, I know things come back, they're classic looks. I got it. But we should want to look our best, even if we're not trying to attract a man. When you look your best, you feel your best. And when I made that comment, listen to me, it triggered a lot of women. It triggered a lot of women because a lot of women, not a lot, some, excuse me, it triggered some women, and some women got upset because they're like, I shouldn't have to look good for a man. Why do we need to look good for a man? Well, first of all, because I'm doing Build a Man. That's what it's about. we're trying to look good for ourselves, but also to attract, find for the men to find us attractive. Men are visual, and before they even talk to you, they need to like what they see. You need to like what you see. You would need to feel comfortable, and men love confidence, and we should love confidence in ourselves. And I mean, I got a lot of flack off of that. But that also shows up in different areas of your life, even taking looks off of the table. It is unwillingness not to bend, and that will show a lot with a relationship, because you have to be not selfish in relationships. And some women tend to think, well, he just needs to accept me for who I am. Well, sis, that doesn't work, and it does not work in relationships. I have been married for 14 years. Dana has been married as well. So we already know the game, and we know both sides of the game now when it comes to dating and it comes to marriage. And we've learned a lot. And so with us coming on here, trying to, like, I've been doing interviews for a long time, and I have never, and I mean never, had the problem that me and Dana have had tonight with trying to get on here. And so that tells me what we're talking about is extremely important. And we're not going to let the devil get any space concerning this area of our life. We'll talk about it. But anyway, Dana, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, because I'm going to step off my soapbox, but I'm going to jump right back on and let the people in on our conversation today. I don't like stuffy conversations. It's just us having a conversation. We're letting people in to just hear what we're saying, and also, jump in and join in on the conversation, ask any questions that they may have. So I don't want to give any misinformation about you. So I want you to introduce yourself. Welcome. And I am so sorry for all this other stuff, even though we didn't have any control, but God is in control. So go ahead. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Miss Adams. I appreciate you inviting me and having this opportunity to just introduce myself, to introduce my brand, and just be able to get the people to know who I am, and I get to know the people. So my name is Dina Pearson, but my business is Tennille Styles Inc. And Tennille is my actual middle name, so that is actually my name. My brand is about enhancing your style. I have just officially launched. This has been my baby for.
Uh-oh. I think we lost you. Dina. Let's see. I don't know, Sister Dana, what happened?
Enhance enhance you, want you to feel good about yourself. We both have a testimony that we're not going to get into tonight, if God leads us to. But tonight is just mainly for you all to pick our brain, because this information will cost you. But tonight we're giving you opportunity to take advantage of answering all your style questions, your fashion questions, how to do this and that and the third. My business really is to have the everyday person be able to hire a personal stylist. And a lot of people think that you have to be rich and famous to be able to have a stylist, but that is not the case with Tennille Styles Inc. Because we are here to help you learn how to be your own stylist, enhance your style, upgrade your style, empower you at the same time. And so that is what we are going to be talking about tonight. So we don't want to kind of bore you. Like you said, we're just going to have you be invited on our couch, as we like to say, and be able to ask all the questions that you have about style, about what do you need to have in your closet, how to build your wardrobe. Those are things that I really want to. I'm like, I guess I'm a teacher at heart, but I'm not a teacher. But I love helping you understand about building your foundation, having the right undergarments, the bras and making sure you're fitted, not just going to JCPenney's or Walmart, Target, and not speaking down on that. But because I am a top heavy girl, I cannot shop at those stores. So I have to go and get very much fitted for mine. And just that's something that you want to kind of start, especially when you start getting older. You want to have a different look. You want to make sure that your foundation is what it is before you put on anything, because that will build your outfit. It's not just putting on some earrings and a bracelet. You really have to build your foundation from the inside out. So that's a little bit about me. So we just want you guys to ask us questions. I cannot see comments or anything, so Reagan, let me know if there's any questions in the chat. But
Okay.
I'm
I
here to
have
answer.
Taylor Pearson. She said, "Hey,
Hey, that's my
hey,
daughter. Hey.
daughter." So one of the things that I'm going through right now since I've recently moved to Houston is, the women here don't play. So when it comes, like you going out, you better have yourself together. And so Dina's going to be talking about the aspect of, making sure your clothes and everything are good. I'm going to be mixing in dating. And I can also talk about marriage. So when I got married and was in it, I lost my sense of style. I quit dressing up. I had these crazy looking synthetic wigs on. They was like barely hanging off of my head. But what I noticed is once I started feeling better about myself and dressing better, I started feeling better. And so, how important do you think that your wardrobe is to just making you feel better daily? And I'm not saying even dressing up, but just having those pieces in your closet to say, let me just throw this on so I can, look nice. How important is that to you?
I mean, that depends on the person. I know personally for myself, that is something that that's who people know me as, right? And so when I step out, everybody kind of knows. And I have this inside joke with my friends and close family, like they always say, "What are you wearing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna dress casual," and they're like, "No, you're not gonna dress casual because we know how you're coming." So I kind of take it as a compliment because they know that I'm not going to half step. And so that is part of why Tennille Styles is so important to me, that I want to help that everyday woman to be the same person. When you talk about style, it kind of is everybody's different um aspect or different outlook of style, because your style and my style may be different, but what's important to you? Are you more geared to what your hair looks like, what your nails and your feet look like? Are you comfortable with just wearing leggings and tennis shoes and a tee and a baseball cap? Is that your signature look? So basically, style is ever evolving. So as you start to become who you are, and you're kind of in transition in different seasons in your life, your style it starts to change with you. It's not necessarily about your age; it's necessarily where you are in your life. And so just being able to help, and that's why it's important, because the ink stands for inspiring new chapters, for what Tennille Styles Ink stands for. So for me, whenever I'm working with a client, I'm just wanting to get to know you. When we have our one-on-one consultation, I'm getting to know who you are, not just what's on paper and what you're saying. Hey, I like this color, this pattern fits well with me, blah blah blah. But when I'm talking to you, I'm getting to know you. What do you like to do? What is your everyday look like? What does your wardrobe look like? So we want to start there, because we want to ask those questions. Why do I want to change my style? Why do I want to enhance my style? Because we all in different seasons in our life. We might be in a stage where we want to just dress comfortable. That's your signature style for that moment in your life. Then you might change and you want to be more regal, more conservative. You might want to have some pieces in your closet for that. So for me, styles is ever evolving. You don't want to ever stick to one particular style, because your life changes along with your growth. And so for me, your style is going to change with your growth. So it's not a definite answer to how important it is to you in that season for your life, if
Right.
that makes sense.
Well, the good thing I like about you, first of all, you're down to earth. That's number one. But you take the time to like talk to us and say that, what is it you're needing and needing that. Because me, I'm just like, just need to get yourself together because you starting to look older. And because I met a few people while I was traveling this past weekend, and I'm just like, man, black don't crack. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes with our hair or our clothes or what, it can age us. And it's
Yes.
like, man, you don't have to look this age. And not that you're trying to, but I think some women just don't know. And
Yes.
even if they don't know, they're just so comfortable in what they've been doing. Like, how do you change women out of their comfort zone? Because, like, for me, I know I got to get out of my comfort zone when it's
Mhm.
like I'm going to be coming into different rooms. I need to have dresses. I need to have heels. I'm not used to really wearing heels like I used to. Like, a lot of that stuff has changed. So, how do
Mhm.
you get us out of the comfort zone to say, hey, yes, I do want a comfortable look, but I'm going to be possibly going to meet clients, or I have a luncheon with a client, and
Mhm.
we can't wear just jeans and a t shirt.
Right.
How do you get us out of that comfort zone?
Well, it depends on the person. You have to want it. That's just like saying how you get someone to go to counseling or how do you get someone to change. They have to want that. So with style and clothes, that's again, I go back to saying, is this what you're wanting? So that's why it's important when I sit down and have that consultation. Those are the things that we're going to discuss because I want to know, why do you want to have a stylist? What is it? Why is it now? Are you willing to allow me to be creative with your look? Not take away from who you are, but actually help you, enhance you in a way that you have never been challenged before. Because we've all been challenged in our life in different stages, right? So when it comes to style, that's kind of like a little sensitive because when you mention about the post that you posted a few weeks back about the Florida Evans look, some people may have taken offense to that because they're not comfortable about their style. They're not comfortable of change. A lot of people do not like to change. Everybody is not don't know how to change and adjust to change. So for that, these are things that you have to ask yourself if this is what you're wanting or this is something that someone wants for you. Um, so you have to kind of have that inventory of your own self, just kind of like how you have to self check your own self and when you're trying to maneuver through life or make some drastic changes, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why do I necessarily need to do this at this particular stage in my life? And how can you help me? So, not saying that I'm a counselor, but at times it's what I am. But talking it through clothes, because sometimes your outfit speaks of who you are, what your personality is, and when you present yourself. So when people see you in something that's very flamboyant, they're like, oh, she's fun, she's colorful. So if someone sees you like just regular black and navies, just want to kind of stay really comfortable and stay very safe, they're not a risk taker, right? But when you start to kind of grow them and say, hey, I think you would like look good with this color, hey, why don't you add a pop of color to this? And we have to kind of gradually graduate you to that level. So I'm not going to come in here and say, hey, you need to change this, that. No, we're going to go and do an inventory of your closet first. Let's see what you already have. Because a lot of times people get the misconception of like style and change and personal styling. You have to go out and buy a whole bunch of clothes. Like I tell people all the time, I do not do a drastic shopping. I do it every 6 months, so twice a year. And that's like when I have to go and when I've cleaned out my closet completely, and then I have to replenish some things. So you don't have to do that. You already have stuff in your closet. You already probably buy stuff when it was off season. And I'm one of those people. I hate when people talk about you can't wait after Labor Day. I wear white. Okay, I'm not that chick. Okay, you gonna see me with my white on. Okay, and I probably had a pop of color to it, but you just have to know what works for you, what you like, and that's what part of the process for me. That's what makes me different from other stylists because I have other friends who are stylists in the styling business as well, but we don't take away from each other's gift. We all bring something different to the table. So for me, my motivation is more empowering through educating you on how you can be your own stylist, how you can kind of enhance you and empower you, because it's also a way of making sure that you feel great about what you have chosen, not so much you paying someone to go and shop for you. Like I want you to be involved because this is the clothes that you're going to wear,
Right.
not what Dina's going to wear. I can tell you all day long, hey, you look good in this color, that you need to try this, and I'll get those items for you and I never see you in them. So I feel like my job wasn't taken serious, because I'm about quality. So for me, I want to make sure that when I leave, when you work with me, that you leaving empowered, that you leaving confident. That, not saying that you wasn't already confident when you work with me, but you also have another level of confidence that I know I can go in the store and feel like, okay, I don't really need all of this. I just need these a few accessories to add to
Right.
my piece. So that's how we're going to work with it. So that's what I'm saying. When we build your wardrobe up, that's where we're going to start with what you already have, because we think we're supposed to go out and buy a whole bunch of things when it's not. You don't have to. And don't be afraid to mix your brands or your labels. Like I hate when people think that you have to wear everything Louis Vuitton, everything this. Like, go to Target, go to Walmart, go to Ross, go to Marshalls. They have some great pieces that you can put together and really still look hot. So and that goes for our men too, because I think a lot of times they think that they don't need a stylist. But every now and then, if you want to step your game up, I know we about building a man workshop, but we have some men that need to build, they want to try to build a perfect woman. So they need to step their game up too.
Yeah.
So I'm not just about women. I do dress men as well. So my son is my only male client for the moment, but that's okay. Um, but I mean, we really need to, because men also have, they want to feel confident about how they look as well. So we want to make sure that we're wanting to change. We're wanting to allow people to give us advice. Don't be so sensitive about when someone says, hey, sis, that hair is not what's working for you. Let's try something else. And we have to say it in a sisterly type of way that we have to understand is out of love. And we have to be careful how we are delivering the message, because sometimes people think that when you say something is very malicious or with maybe ill intent, when that's not the case. Because sometimes people may have had that, their delivery was wrong
This is
because
why you're doing it, because I can't say it because it's gonna be like Reagan wants us to look like her or look like how
oh,
she wants us to look, and I'm like, no, I ain't say that. So when I was like, when Sister Dina came on the scene, she was like, I'm just gonna tell your voice is it's like I'm just gonna tell them, and I was like, they're gonna receive it a lot better from you,
oh
because
my
coming from me, it's like I'm cutting you with knives, and I'm not trying to. I'm just like, man, you need to get yourself together. You look crazy. They just gonna say, no, we just need to build and work and make you, and they don't feel really gushy when they deal with you. So that's why I'm like, just go on over to Sister Dina. She gonna help you with what you need.
I'm this though, Reagan. My kids will probably beg to differ. I am very direct. I'm gonna be like, oh, now that's not right. But because we're empowering and we're talking again, I am down to earth. I really am approachable, and I love us looking great, looking our best at all times,
Right.
right? So my job and really my purpose, what God has given me this gift, is really to share what I have done for myself. And so because people have seen it, then I want to share that with others. I have no problem telling people where I buy my clothes from. I get inboxes all the time. Hey, where did you get that? And I'm like, I share it because for me, like, that's what we're supposed to be doing. I'm not making money off of that and keeping that to myself. Like, we
Right.
all to be able to see where we each other get our outfits, our accessories. I have a bunch of people that's probably on this live that I purchased from. They get a lot of my dollars that I can't wait to connect my clients with, because they have some amazing pieces. They have some amazing items, and a lot of stuff that you all see me wear comes from these small businesses. And so I'm big on shopping with small businesses. And I'm not gonna just say all
Uh oh.
black, but you know,
You went
um,
out, Sister Dana.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Both went out. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, it's back on.
Okay. So
Gotcha.
yeah, pretty much for me, I really want to really educate our people about your look, and just, it's okay to change it. It's okay to change it. I mean, we go through different stages like divorce and sickness, death, grief. We go through so many changes in our lives that our looks have to change with it, and it's okay to do so. And there's nothing wrong with it. I just recently cut my hair. I grew it out for the last 5, 6 years. And I'm like, you know what? It's hair. So what? You can go buy some more.
Right.
So it is. So you want to change. how you feel. And that's a lot of coming from within, and having that connection with higher power. And of course that will be for God with me. And just knowing who you are and just embracing you, and not allowing people to tell you who you are. You should supposed to know who you are. And we constantly seeking who we are on a day-to-day basis. So
Yeah.
yeah.
One of the stories I like to tell is how my look helped change my whole like trajectory of my business. So I remember when my husband or ex-husband was in prison, and like I said, I looked crazy. I had an extra 30 pounds on and it's synthetic wig. Like I looked crazy. And God was telling me to do these videos. So he was like, as you do these videos, I'm going to heal you, but I'm going to help, heal other people through your story. So I'm like, okay, cool. And so I remember one day, my finances and stuff were starting to get a little bit better. And he said, I need you to change your hair. Like, I need you to start looking, the part, start taking care of your skin, like kind of directing me, because he was like, I need you to start, because I'm getting ready to take you to, other levels. So I need you to start looking different. And for those who don't know, that is actually what my degree is in, fashion merchandising. I used to want to be a wardrobe stylist, but I was just like, where I live, not happy. And then I don't have what you have, Dina. Like, I think what you have is very special because it's a soft touch. Like, when you tell me why I need to change, I'm like, man, I really do, because it's just your delivery. Like, I think you could get the person who doesn't want to, like, is stuck on something like,
Mm-hmm.
I might just, and I don't have that delivery. So I knew, and I know I like to only deal with people a certain way. It just was not going to work for me. Okay? But I do like the, clothes and stuff like that. And so, but I had fallen way off the wagon. I was looking crazy. And so I had started losing weight, and God was like, I need you to start with your hair. And so I hadn't been to the hairdresser. It was years and years and years. And I was like, Lord, who am I going to go to? And so I was watching two people, and one of them I decided to go with. And so I called her, and her prices were crazy because, again, I hadn't gotten like hair. All the hair prices went up, and it no more synthetic, like no more crochets. God was like, nah, we need you to step it up. And she
Yeah.
told me how much that hair was. I was going to say, whatever. And I was like, oh, never mind. And she said, no, I know what you're trying to do. I've been watching you in your business. I know what you're trying to do. Let me help you. And she actually put me on a payment plan at the time. But we ended up becoming friends. So later on down the street. But that, I remember when I got my first weave, my first real hair weave, and I had a little color in it. And listen, and then I put on some lipstick. Now, mind you, I was just wearing like lip gloss. So I had stopped doing all of that. I used to be makeup queen, right? I stopped doing all of that. And I put on, the only thing I changed was lipstick. I had on a cute little blouse, and I got this, like, some weave in my hair. Do you know my viewership went up 200%? I went and looked at my algorithms. 200%. Do you know more than half of those people didn't know what the heck I was talking about? All the comments where it was, man, you look pretty. Woo, you
Yeah.
look pretty. And
Yeah.
since then, my viewership changed just because I changed two things. Two things. And going back to what you were saying about looking, what's in your what's in your closet, because you can have plastic pieces, jeans, the blazer, white, whatever, top or whatever. You can have those pieces. So all I did was recycle those
Mm-hmm.
pieces, and I really didn't have the money at the time to go to different places. I don't know if y'all have do y'all have a Simply Fashion here, or a $10 store like
It
Rain?
was. It was. We have. They had Simply Fashion. Some parts of the city has Simply Fashion, but not all of it.
Yeah. So like a Simply Fashion where everything was like $10. So that's
Mm-hmm.
where I was able to go. But because I knew how to put stuff together, it didn't really look cheap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for a few years I was on that. I was just making sure I kept my hair done. But that changing my look helped me tremendously with my business. So now that I'm in Houston and now that I'm dating, like I'm in it's some competition. So I got to listen, and not that I compete with anybody, but naturally,
Right.
you are out here with other women. You better
Right.
have yourself together.
Come
You
on.
better have yourself together. And so going like I'm not the one that really like to wear heels like I used to, but again, that's a comfort zone. So Dana was
Mm-hmm.
like, you
Mm-mm.
you gonna have to you can get you a block heel. So she's telling me all this stuff because I'm like, I want to be comfortable. She was saying you can't, but
You
you're gonna have
can.
to come out of that. Yep, I am. Like I wore
Yeah.
a dress this weekend. One of my friends had given me a dress. Girl, that dress was so short, that wind was blowing. Baby, listen. But I felt great. And people
Yes.
were like, you look great. And I was like, thank you.
Come on.
So
Yes.
that made me feel good. And not that I was trying to attract attention of a man, but it made me feel good. And so when I feel good, I'm going to project that. So I just
Yeah.
think what you do is extremely important. And I think enhancing your look is extremely important. I
It
really,
is.
really do. Okay. So I was trying to think what else I wanted to talk to you about. So we're getting ready to do a Build a Man workshop. And again, what that is we help you build your perfect man from the inside out. That is May the 20th, right?
Yes.
May the
Made the
20th. And we will put the link in this description box a little bit later once we get off of here. The tickets are $50. You get both me and Sister Dana. I'm going to do half. She's going to do half. And you will be able to hire either one of us after the session. If not, then it's cool. We'll be grateful that you even came. But what I really, really believe in my heart is that God is really told us that the marriage season is here, but we just need to get ready and prepare for that if that is what you desire. I work on two parts of that. I work on the person on the inside, making sure that you are living your purpose and doing that on purpose and in purpose before we even build the man. And it's also a vision board project. So if you've ever conducted a vision board and anything on that vision board has come true, then what do you think is going to happen when you get the man? And again, when I met Dana, when did I meet you, girl? Like, it's been a
long.
minute.
Yes, it has. We met on Facebook actually because I was following her page, all things Reagan. That was probably about 8 or 9 years ago. And then yes, it has. Probably longer than that, Reagan, honestly.
Wow.
And then you came to Houston 2 years ago and we got to meet face to face and we got to hang out. And now you're here.
Oh, yeah. And then it's crazy because we go to the same church. And like I
Yes.
said, I don't believe in like happenstance. I don't believe that things just happen. And I believe that this is the moment, this is the time for you just to launch out and do your thing, man. Like the world has been waiting for somebody like you. And people need like good people, good, kind hearted people who really care about the person on the inside and the outside. Like I say, your delivery when it comes to helping people is soothing. And people need that because everybody can't do it. And,
Right.
I'm a promoter of being your best self. I really, really am. And so when we sat and talked at dinner, I was like, hey, wait a minute, what you been doing? He was like, well, I was like, girl, what are we
No,
doing? What are we
I
doing?
know.
It's
I
time.
know.
And so I believe God is just ready to elevate not just you, but me. You know what I mean? And people are waiting on you and they're waiting on me. So I'm excited about this collaboration in business.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to be just a big deal. And also, we're going to Cabo. So Dina will be over in Cabo. We're doing a collaboration event for like the total woman inside and out. So she's going to be doing her piece there. I'm going to be doing my piece, and we have 7 other ladies doing their pieces too. So it's a big collaborative event. So, Dina, did you want to talk about anything else pertaining to looks and how you got started? A little bit of your testimony, whatever you want to share.
So I guess for me, I always love fashion. I'm obsessed with Essence magazine, Ebony Jet. I mean, I had an aunt that she used to subscribe to that, and then when I became an adult, I subscribed to Essence. And so I've always been obsessed with fashion and looking your best and looking great. And it was one. It was an interview that Halle Berry had did on the Arsenio Hall show. That was so long ago. I was like a teenager, I think, and she said this one key thing that I've kept since I was like 13 or 14 years old. And she said, "Dress the way you want your next job to be," and that's been my vision. Like that's been my vision. So I know that I work with children and families. Like that's my trade by day. That's what I went to school for. But my passion is being my own CEO. And this brand is so much bigger than what we're doing right now. I know this international brand because there's so many people that needs this inspiration. And so I know that I have been babysitting this for a minute. And I know this time, and we had a conversation, and it was just like confirmation. Just, okay, God, I hear you. It's like I just kept on. But the passion for this came driven from, it was about 4 or 5 years ago. I was divorced and starting over with my children. That was a very much hard time, difficult time for me. And even when that happened, God wouldn't allow me to mourn that because I am a cancer survivor. And so for during that time, I was more focused on making sure I was good. And by the grace of God, they was able to remove the sarcoma from my left arm. And I was able to not have to worry about doing any type of chemo because when I went back for it was all gone and it was cancer free. And so because of that, during that time, I will always kind of make sure that I'm looking my best, right? And you would never know that I was going through that because I didn't show it. And even when I was going through my divorce, but I was like so hurt inside, but I still didn't allow that on the outside because I still had to show it for my employees. I had to show it for my children. And so I was masking that. And then one day I had to sit in it and I had to allow it I just had to allow it to get out, right? And so during that time, I was sitting here because everyone would always compliment me on my clothes and how I look, right? And so I came like, but I don't feel like it. Like I don't feel
Yeah.
how I look, right? And so I wanted to change that. And so when you talk about skincare, and I always was big on that because I'm not a big soda drinker or anything like that, but clear skin and all that. That was something that I barely wore makeup, but I just started getting into it during the pandemic, right? How crazy is that? And so, but the clothes was always something that I had. And so making sure I look my best and people would ask me where I get certain things. So I would tell them. So I'm like, this could be a business, but I'm not sure how to market that because I don't want to sell clothes for people like, you need to open your boutique.
Right.
You know,
No.
I like Reagan literally had to get me on live. I do not like to get on live. Like I just never done. Like she's like, oh, Nadina, you're gonna have to do
Now,
that.
listen, I tell people anytime, listen, it is a proven fact. Anytime anybody gets connected with me, you're going to come out of your comfort zone. Like
Yes.
you cannot stay where you are. You can't. It's impossible. And you
She's
speak
like,
so well, like you're beautiful, and you speak so well. And I'm like,
but when people know me in person, like doing this stuff on live, like I'll get on people's lives all the time and comment, but I just see that that's not my thing. Like we in person and we'll talk all day. I can be in the store. My kids like, Mom, you know him? I'm like, no, I don't know them. Like they'll just start talking. Right? So that's just me. I just love to share information. So I just said, well, you know what, God, okay. And so I just started. He is the one who literally gave me my name, as for the name of my business because I wanted to be named after myself. And then 2 years ago, I lost my mother due to cancer. And so I kind of put my life on hold and a lot of things that I was working on because I had started doing all of it, trying to launch it and have a launch party, all of that good stuff. But I kind of put it on hold because I had to really, with my mom. And then also during I grieved and I grieved differently. Like I really didn't like to talk a lot to people. Like I would cry, but I wouldn't let people cry, let them see me cry. So when I was in therapy, I started letting those emotions out a lot of my children that see me hurt because they thought that I'm just so strong all the time.
Right.
But that wasn't me. And so just talking about clothing and fashion made me happy and made me come alive. And I had to show that. So whenever people would see me, they'd be like, "Oh my God, you look so pretty. Where did you get that?" And I would just tell them, you know. So then I was like, you know what? I could make money off of this. I'm gonna stop giving free advice, right? And so I just said, you know what? I sat there, and I've done this is I just recently done a photo shoot, and then I had one done 2 years ago. And so, but I kept saying, I don't have my website ready. I don't have this. I don't have that. And then when we had dinner, and he was like, Dina. And I also, I even had a business mentor, and she might be on here. And she was like, "Okay, so when we gonna start? When is the launch date?" And I kept on stalling. I kept stalling, and I don't know why. I think it was nerves. I just didn't want to fail. And I'm not a perfectionist or anything, but I just wanted to make sure everything was done correctly.
And see,
But
that's the thing. You're not going to be able to ever do that because you're going to learn as you go.
and I had to learn the hard way. And so just the other day, God was like, "It's time to launch." And so when I posted it on my page, and I was just like, "Okay, it's go time, Dina. You've already been doing it, so what's the problem?"
Right.
So so that's what it is. So that's where that came from. But really just loving to see people look their best. That's been my passion. And I struggle with what is my purpose? What is my purpose? And then understand what it is until I had to go through all of those life changes in my life, right? And so I didn't understand why it was me. I never questioned God, why me, but I just went through it. And now I understand, because when I get people to inbox me or text me, I admire you so much. And this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, I'm just Dina. I'm just being myself. And I only could tell you what I've been through. And I don't proclaim to be this expert or anything. And that's why I appreciate you putting me on this platform, because I just want to share my testimony or my experience, because I know there's other women or men who have gone through the same thing and just never had an outlet. And so I just want to have a safe space and be able to express through clothing and your style, because your style grows you as you grow in your different seasons. And so that's why I say what we looking at right now with how I dressed in my 20s is not how I dressed in my 40s,
Right.
right? I still have some of those pieces or whatever, but you kind of have to do it in a more sophisticated look for your age, your womanhood or your manhood. And so for me, that's important, because you always want to be a representative of who you want people to perceive you as. And so I love to have fun. I love to laugh and just have a good time and just be around positivity. I don't like negative stuff. And so just the shift that has happened in my life in these past few years, I don't take it for granted. And so I just kind of like want to share that with the world. And so that's why you have Tennille Styles
Yeah.
Inc.
The most important thing you said earlier was talking about, the thing that you love to do, like you found your purpose and it makes you happy. And I'm telling you, that is the biggest thing. I just had an interview last week that I talked about that. When you find out why you are here on this earth, and moving that, listen to me, like I'm not dating anybody right now. Like I'm just focused in on like taking care of my household and moving in my purpose. But if you think about it, we have so much to do that we don't
Yes.
have time. And so
Yes.
it's going to end up happening. And I teach this in the class. What is going to happen is just like Ruth in the Bible. She was out working when Boaz saw her. That is how it's going to work. When you
Mhm.
take your eye, like, yes, you probably want to get married. Yes, you may want to have a relationship, but when you are working on your God-given gift and your talent to help people, God is going to send you everything you need. And not only that, it makes you, like you said, you feel great when
Mhm.
when you're making others feel great. And that's what it's about. Like your life is for other people. So you hit the nail on the head. And that, again, that is what I teach all the time. So like when I was talking to you, I was like, this is like, Lord, because God literally had been dealing with me about like the components of what build a man is.
Mhm.
And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't build no man, which we talk about that. But I
Yes.
talk about the full woman too. And God was
Right.
showing me, okay, she needs to be built too. So what
Mhm.
components is that? And part of that is how you look. Yes, on the inside. We're going to get the inside and the mental together. Yes. but you're outside too. And I
Yes.
go very, now here's the thing, I'm not as soft and sweet as Dina sometimes when it comes to this event. I'm going to be very honest. I pull you together because I pull
Yes.
myself together.
Yes.
So when I step on my neck, I'm gonna step on yours too. Because a lot of people get stuck, Dana. I'm telling you, we get stuck and we get comfortable, and it's like, well, I and he ain't, and I ain't. Well, how's that working for you? How
Yes.
is how you been doing working for you? Like
Mm-hmm.
I know I've been married. I know how to be married. I loved being married, but we didn't know what marriage was. We talk about all of that in the event, but I just it clicked when I was sitting there talking to you. I was like, maybe you can do this. Like you can help the ladies. Like you look cute. And then I'm like, and I'm gonna need you too because I'm about to be in these rooms and I got like I was looking at my closet the other day. I was like, oh Lord, I got to hurry up and get some things together, right? Because like I'm supposed to go to a party. Somebody invited me to their party and it's a little gentleman friend. And so I'm like, what I'm supposed to be wearing? You know what I mean? I want to be cute, I want to be comfortable, but I'm like,
Right.
it's this weekend. So I'm like, Dana, where you at? I need some help. Right. And so I need like you said, every level deserves a different person.
Yes.
And I'm about to be 44. I'm not old, but I'm not young. So I need something. Listen, I like to be comfortable. And
Yes.
I want to accentuate the nice parts of my body, right? And be comfortable and be cute. And so Dana's going to help me with that. And she's going to help you too. So if you have, I guess we're going to go ahead and wind this up because we've been on here a minute. And I'm so sorry again. We had technical difficulties for almost an hour to even get on here. That's why I was like, I know this was an important conversation. And the enemy did not want us to have it. But guess what? We are here and we're not going anywhere. We're going to make sure that we make an impact to every lady's lives that we
Yes.
touch, period. Whether you're watching us, whether you connect with us later, we're
Yes.
going to make an impact and it's going to be on and in purpose. So, Dana, if you want to close us out with anything, let the people know how they can get in contact with you. Go right ahead.
So thank you again, Reagan, for having me on. This has been a joy. I can talk all day long. However, we're not gonna do that today. You'll have to come and see us in person on May 20th. But I am my website is in process. So for now, you can inbox me if you're not friends with me on Facebook. You just find my name, Dina Pearson. It's spelled the way it's spelled on the screen. And we can get to getting you upgraded in your style. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. If not, but I just want to leave you with this little gem. Don't allow other people to dictate who you are. Continue standing in your truth and yourself, and the real you will always be the best version of you. I'm grateful that you all have taken the time just to kind of get on here, listen, and just to kind of get some of these gems. And we have more to share. But you have to come and see us. If there's anyone that have any questions right now, this is the best time to ask and pick the brain really quickly because Tennille Styles, you have to book a consultation with your girl. So Reagan, is there anyone on here who has a question that might be in the comments that wants me to answer?
Yeah, I don't see any right now. Okay, so we have a statement. Super proud of you, line sister. This is C. Chavette Filson, I believe.
My young sister. Yeah.
And it's just great to be supported. But right now we don't have any questions, but I'm gonna give you guys time. If you guys have any questions, I want to talk about foundations and fupas. That needs to be one of your events. Foundations
Yes.
and fupas.
That is going to be a workshop that I have. I have several workshops that I'm going to be putting in like a series, so that way it can be not all jumbled up in one because it's too hard to kind of sit on a 2 or 3 hour workshop and trying to get a lot of stuff in. So that is something that I really want to focus on because I really think that's very important in understanding how you need to have the fupa. You have to go get size. You need to make sure you're having the right making sure it's fitted, if you want something that is going to be, so it's so different, many different foundation pieces. So it's hard to kind of just get in that, but we will have a workshop. So we may have to do one virtually first just to kind of test the waters out a little bit. And it may be free. I don't know. I might be feeling a little generous. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but I would like to do it in person because I think you have to see it so you can feel the different fabrics, the different types of faux and the different types of faja. So I want to make sure that you get what you need and not be and I just want to make sure our other ladies understand there's no reason for you to be embarrassed about this because we all need something to enhance this because back in the day we had our grandparents, they wore girdles. Okay, that was for a reason. Okay. uh,
Facts.
in this day and age, because we want a lot of things fitted and tailored, we want to make sure that foundation piece is also right because your clothes is not going to fit on you unless you have foundation. So we have to really start there. So that's why I really want to do a series of different workshops and probably possibly take this thing on a road, Reagan. I don't know.
What you
And
mean you
just
don't know? What you mean
enhance.
you don't know? What you mean?
I, yeah,
Listen, don't
I'm
play
just
no
saying.
games because that's how I started. I never started in my hometown. I
Hmm.
started in the major cities. So I'm always with traveling. Don't play no games, especially when it comes to these fupas. Listen to me. We all got them. Mine is sitting right
Yes,
on my lap right now as we speak with nothing on it. Now
the
listen.
love. Yes, come on,
Yeah,
talk about
I got inspired because, honey, I saw Sister Tennille man at church, and I was like, baby,
it.
she tiptoeing around the stage, and ain't nothing moving, nothing,
Nothing,
not a
nothing.
dip, a crimp, a wrinkle, like it was together, and I was like, oh my god,
And
and
we also want to be comfortable in it too, because
that
all
was
food
my thing. That's my thing, and I need to be able to pee.
you have to be comfortable. You have to know how which one is going to be comfortable for your body because we can look at other people all day. And that's also something that I want to talk about when we have our workshops that when you're going to shop for clothes in a store, because I used to be this person. I never liked trying on clothes in the store because I used to get so intimidated and discouraged because my body type is not what that mannequin looks like, you know? And so we have to realize that mannequin is there to do one job and one job only, and that's to sell that outfit. So because you see it and it doesn't fit you right when you get home, don't get discouraged. That's where the accessories come in. That's when you adding layers and pieces to it. So you may not get the whole outfit, may not fit you right, but you can get a piece from that and you can put something else together to make it what you want. And that's why your style is so unique because you make it what you want. We can have the both have the same dress on, but it's gonna be delivered differently because you're gonna have something different that I'm gonna add to it, and it's gonna still deliver for your style. So
Right.
we make sure that we're thinking about that and we're understanding that everybody's style is going to be that person's style. So
Yeah.
what Ray style is not Dina's style, and vice versa. And so there's no need to kind of give side eye and like, oh, who she thinks she is. We all think we something because we all here, you
Right.
know, and we cute in the same space. And there's nothing wrong with giving each other compliments on the outfit. Like, come on, say, girl, you look good. Girl, you wearing that outfit. Like, it's nothing wrong with that. I do it all the time. And so it helps to enhance your next outfit look and just get excited about being cute. But yes, we're gonna do a whole series on the foundation piece. Also, just kind of different stages about your skincare. That's so important. What we put in our body, like it kind of comes out in your skin. And so we want to make sure that we're looking our best. The whole body has to look the best, starting with the head down to the feet. Now we about to be summer season, and we're gonna have our
I
little cute
just
little.
got mine done this weekend, baby. They was looking like some claws. I said, oh, Lord. But they cute now.
I take care of them feet, honey. But we appreciate you all being on here tonight and listening to us ramble and talk. And we're probably gonna have more of these. This was my first one, so hopefully we won't have any hiccups next time. And I might jump on here by myself. I don't
No,
know.
You will. What you mean you might? Girl, what you talking
So
about?
I will jump on here just to have an opportunity, have a space for you all to kind of do like let's talk fashion, let's talk style. I have no problem pouring into others. And it's not always about money all the time. It's all about enhancing our understanding on what it is that we need, because we all individually need something different. And so in those stages, and so everybody's stage is not the same. So I don't have no problem sharing. If you want to inbox me as well, that's fine. If you have my personal number, you can text me or call me. But I really want to make sure we're looking our best at all times. And so that's pretty much what God has given me. And I'm here to share. So
Yay! Well, guys, do not forget that we are having an event. We're tag teaming. We're collaborating with this event, the Build a Man Workshop. Let's see. I came in late, not sure, but are the pieces talking about size inclusive? So I guess just with the different sizes, will you be able? I want to make sure that I'm understanding you right, Sabrina. So the size inclusive. So I guess making sure that everybody can get their size that they wear. Do you shop for all sizes? Is that correct? Maybe.
yes, 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 absolutely. There's no discrimination on size or small, or it's we can help you. Okay, we gonna
She
help.
said she got her own zip code.
Look, listen, we're gonna here to help everyone look their best, and we're gonna get you all together, honey. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's what.
I know, because I don't know. I'm excited about it because I just know how it is when I change my look.
Mm-hmm.
If I could show y'all before and after, everything went better. Like, it was like dates was coming, my business kicked off. I was walking around here like, yes, yes, because I felt great. You know what I mean? And like you said, you want everybody to feel their best,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what size they are right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's nothing to be ashamed about, because like Reagan said, she's lost weight, I've lost weight. And you're changing your season, and you're gonna feel great about yourself, whatever size you are. Because I know when listen, you can't tell me that I'm a curvy girl, honey. And listen,
Girl,
listen,
baby,
okay,
listen. Dana got
listen.
the dips and crimps and hips. And listen to me. I'm
Hey, nobody can tell me nothing, okay? I already know I'm cute. I already know I know I am. So let me help you be that person, okay? So no, it's all about having fun and just feeling yourself, because it's been time. I never felt great, I didn't. I used to be so discouraged about shopping, and I hated it because I'm like, dang, nothing never fits right because I got too much booty, I got too much hips, like what? But just know, in it all, there's something to fit everyone, and you just have to know where to go and look. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you, girl.
yeah. Well, y'all go ahead and get those tickets. Again, Sister Dana and I may be traveling. You just never know. I do have several events coming up. We have Atlanta, Fort Lauderdale will be coming up, in Indianapolis over the next few months. So, and again, I'm going to be in Houston. And I'll do several of these events. Dana's gonna have her own events. We'll tag team whatever you need from either one of us. Please make sure that you inbox her for whatever information you've got, other questions pertaining to, anything. Because the honey Dana talk to you, she just gonna talk to you.
I
And y'all know, with me, I don't fool with people that I do not genuinely get along with. To be honest, and I have a great feel for her and everybody who is basically coming on the Cabo trip, and even just working with her next month. Like, it just meshes and it goes together. Everybody is down to earth, and we have you in mind, period. And we just
yeah.
want to see you live your best life. Donald Mims said, congrats, cuz. He's proud of you. And,
Oh,
and so did Jacoy Day. Very
oh,
proud
that's
of you, Tennille.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, well, anyway, we're going to jump off of here. Please, I put the link in the comments and also at the very top. If you want to go ahead and buy tickets. If you can't come, buy a ticket for somebody else. We have some very, very good information. Crystal LaShawn Taylor said, congrats, Dana. Let's get
Thank
it. So, yes, listen, I can't wait. Sister Dana finna be. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get your autograph before you have your assistant like, yeah, who, Reagan, who, what? So,
you.
but anyway, but you guys have a blessed night, And
Yay.
thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you for working with me. I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful because you are part of what God gave me. So I'm grateful that you said yes.
Thank you. I
All
am.
right, guys. Well, you have a blessed night. This is your girl, Reagan Adams, with All Things Reagan. And Reagan says, I think it, I see it, I do it. You guys have a good night. Bye.